Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this OneHome training brought to you by CoreLogic and Canopy MLS. What is OneHome? OneHome is an evolution from CoreLogic to the Matrix client portal that you're already used to. It was designed for agents to have more ways than ever to connect with their clients. It offers tools to take your client through the home buying process and fully integrated with the power of the Matrix system that you're used to. We recommend some steps that agents take to learn more and to make the OneHome transition a little easier. First, clean up those old contacts that you're not using anymore or communicating with through the Matrix system. You can set them as inactive or delete them. Disable auto emails of clients who have closed on their property, and potentially delete those auto emails. We recommend also that you go to the Matrix Learning Lab, which is located on the Matrix dashboard, to see some training materials and also some marketing assets that you can share with your clients. Of course, as always, get familiar with the new Matrix X user interface, especially the contact module and any other connecting features. The OneHome product did launch on Monday, August 24th. So again, we encourage you to learn more about OneHome and enjoy all the new features. We're now going to take you through a quick little training of the OneHome product. To begin, let's rewind back to a month or so ago when Matrix took on a new look. You may have noticed that the home page is now located under the My Matrix tab under a selection called Matrix Home. Also, if you're used to updating your member record in the Matrix system, that setting is now located under your name in the upper right, in the settings area, and in the button called My Information. This is also where you'll see some new options for branding in the OneHome portal. When you open My Information, you'll still have the opportunities to submit change requests for your member record, update or confirm your email signature, which did come over from the old client portal, as well as change your headers and footers that will now only apply to printing and will no longer apply to the branding on the client portal. This is because the OneHome branding is located under a new tab called OneHome. Here you'll be able to select a photo or choose not to use a photo to identify yourself on your client's OneHome portal. If you'd like to use a different photo, simply click Change Photo or Upload Photo to pick from your library of pictures. Be sure to save your selection at the bottom. Next, choose what information you'd like to be included along with your picture by either accepting what the MLS system has provided or by checking a box to the right and creating your own content for that particular field. Once again, don't forget your Save button at the bottom. Another big change to the Matrix system was the contact record. In My Matrix under Contacts, you may have noticed a new look contact list with a more convenient Add button here in the upper right. Where you can add an individual contact in the new expanded contact input form. You'll also see the option to import contacts from another database, search for contacts by name or email, or filter by activities by the contact. This is where you would set contacts to active or inactive, and note that you can do a lot of the actions in bulk by selecting multiple contacts to perform that bulk action with. In the new contact record, when you click on the contact's name, the contact content is organized across tabs at the top, including their details, which can easily be edited over here to the right. All of their auto emails that started in the old portal and also that are started in the new OneHome portal, including all the settings for that auto email, criteria, and also any email sent via that auto email, along with its updated contents, the date sent, and whether it was viewed by the client. If you're utilizing carts, you'll also see carts organized here for your client, all CMA reports that have been created, a full list of all sent emails, again, including the sent time and the viewed time, any saved searches you have for that client that are not auto emails. You'll also notice a new feature in the contact record, OneHome searches, which are searches that are created by the client in their OneHome portal. And of course, as always, our reverse prospecting tracker to see if anyone's reached out about their listing for your potential buyer. Notice conveniently in the upper right corner on the contact, access to their favorites, their discarded properties, and any properties that have notes. New to the contact details is the planner section and the property fit section. Recent activity has always been a feature of a contact record. This is where you can see properties that notes have been added to and when, discarded, and favorited. You can also see tracking of visits to the portal and any other actions that are recorded by the client in their new OneHome platform. Notice here an activity that indicates that they've got a known budget, task incompleted. That's going to be part of the planner. So whenever your client is in their portal and they are playing around with their planner tool as a buyer or a seller, their progress will be tracked here for you in the matrix system. You'll be alerted to the things that have been completed or not completed. And you'll also be able to see the tasks that have been completed by viewing the check marks within the planner area. The property fit area is going to be answers to 7 questions that the client answered when they logged into their portal for the first time, including some interior and exterior features that are important to that consumer. This will speak directly to a property fit score that each client will see on every listing based on their preferences. More on that a little bit later. Now, with this overhaul of the matrix system, again on August 24th, we received a new portal that picked up where the old portal left off, with many more tools for the client to access. So on or around the 25th of August, or any day after that, when a client of yours may have received an auto email update, or if you added a new contact beyond that date, the new messaging from OneHome is a definite improvement over the old client portal messaging. Notice the consistent font, the obvious action item of viewing properties, and still your signature as it came from the matrix system, which ported over from the old client portal. Would also like to note that this client also received a direct email from me with just some listings that I emailed. A little bit shorter, but still a nice, clean looking email with an obvious action button to view those residential properties. From whichever of these emails a client accesses the portal for the first time, they're going to be delivered to the OneHome portal, where those properties will be will be viewable with the name of the search that was created. Notice in the upper right corner an opportunity for a client to create an account, but it's not necessary for them to do that to simply view properties. When viewing properties, a consumer can click to sort the properties by any of the choices in the drop-down. They can open up a property detail of one of the properties, view any pictures, either in a new window or within the OneHome portal, view all the detail, including public remarks, features, and more. They will also be able to see public record detail coming from the realist tax system. Will not include owner name, so it is a sanitized public record. An overview or neighborhood map of the property, including some local boundaries and points of interest. Several different map views. And of course, your Google Street View when available. Each property will also have a walk, bike, and transit score. And a list of the nearby schools and their ratings. Notice as a client is looking at the property and all the detail, they always have quick access to you by clicking here in the bottom right on your icon to open up your contact record. Back at the top of the listing on the right side, a client can also break down monthly costs and edit those if they wish. Get a final number here at the top. They will be able to view market insights for the neighborhood defined in the map with all the data below. If a client wants to favorite or leave a note or request a tour, notice they will have to create a OneHome account. Again, if a client just wants to view listings, they can go back to the listings here in the upper left. They can also preview a listing in the map and its full detail by clicking on the property card. Another way for a client to view properties would be without the map, by toggling the map off and now scrolling through the listings and clicking on the ones to view further detail that they'd like. A client can also create a search for themselves by either providing a location in the text box here, along with criteria, as well as more criteria, that can be applied. resultant properties. Another option, other than using the location criteria here in the upper left, like a neighborhood, a city, or a zip code, they might opt to use either a drawing tool with our pencil on the map to create an area to search with that same criteria, or by using the drive time feature, where an address is entered as a destination or a starting point, a commute time desired, a time to depart, that can then be applied to a search, and a shape will be created that will create that search area for that particular criteria. And of course, the results will show up. To see the results specific rather than in the clusters that you see, zoom in, and you'll begin to see those properties mapped individually with their own property pins. And again, then clicked on to preview. When a client wants to sign in or create an account, they'll go to the upper right corner and either create or provide previously created credentials and sign into their OneHome portal. Once here, they're now identified in the upper right corner with an icon, are notified with a bell of any new activity, and also can access some additional settings that can be created and edited, like a property fit score, under property fit preferences. This is where a client can create some preferences for the types of properties and priorities that they have for a new home. By answering a few simple questions, and also identifying some features that might be important. 3, interior, and 3, exterior. And prioritizing those, each property now in the OneHome portal will have what's called a property fit score. And that property fit score will change as their preferences are updated. Now that a client is logged into their OneHome portal, they can favorite or say not for me. Within the detail of a property, they will now be able to also favorite, leave you a note, request a tour, which is just a note that identifies a time, a date, and a time frame that might work for them to see the home, which will just be a note sent to you through Matrix, so you could potentially continue with showing time to schedule an appointment. Your client will not have access to showing time. This is simply a request to you. And of course, see all the additional information we saw before, with the ability throughout the record to change its category or add notes. And since they were able to make those favorites, they now have a place to go view their favorites and the ones that were not for them, with property cards and also a very detailed map. If you have multiple searches running for one consumer, once logged in, they'll be able to access all those searches from one convenient list on the left. The agent saved searches would be the auto email searches that you set up and are sending updates to your clients. The your saved searches are the searches that your client creates, called OneHome searches, that they can start new ones or delete the existing. Also, any individual listings that were sent as sets from a search result, and any public records information sent through Matrix tax search on properties that were not necessarily listed. If a client wants to create a search of their own, they'll simply click on the new search button in the upper right. Again, provide the appropriate criteria. Then save that search. And again, now that's accessible from their search list on the left under their saved searches. With a login, a client also gets access to a planner, where they can go through the steps as a buyer or a seller through the home buying or home selling process. They'll start by clicking a task, marking that task as complete, and then proceeding to the next task. All the while, the planner is keeping track of the tasks completed on the client side, as well as in Matrix for the agent. One last time, back over to Matrix. Remember, recent OneHome visitors on the home page will track access to the portal, last time or date, links to activities that may have been completed or properties that may have been categorized that are a click away, with a property fit score, a date sent, and a category displayed for that individual contact. Remember, back over in the contact record, we can again track their planner progress, their property fit progress, all their recent activity, including visits to the portal, adding of notes, favoriting of listings, and any of the other activities that we track through the matrix system. Again, we can track their OneHome searches that they've completed with their criteria and view the results of those searches within the matrix system. Thank you for attending this training on the OneHome portal. Look for more training in the future on other topics through Canopy MLS. Thank you and have a great day.